this hot drunk nursing student in Florida. She's got a great way of trying to avoid a sobriety test. She does you have to listen here closely, but this drunk nursing student pulled over to the side of the road in Florida, does a back bend, kind of like a backwards.
Yeah, like a gymnastics move.
Yeah, during a DUI arrest to prove that she's sober.
Yep.
So, do you want to participate in field sobriety exercises?
I asked you for a lighter. I would have cooperated with you. You have no idea what the hell.
Okay, I'm not here for what's going on.
Past 25 minutes, you want to sit there and say I've been drinking? I will sit there and do handstands.
I don't care about the handstands. Do you want to do?
Sorry, if someone's drunk, can they do that? Probably not, right?
Oh man, what an entitled little drunk biznatch. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. What an annoying broad.
And guess what? It wouldn't have been a big deal if she didn't do that herself. So now she's a nursing student, and now everybody knows your business because you acted like that.
Oh, now it was an impressive backbend. I'm not going to lie to you.
But you knew she was drunk the moment she said, "Do you want me to do it?"
Yeah, and she's sitting there haggling with the police officer.
Have you seen me do a somersault?
Yeah, right. That'll get you off the hook.
You're drunk, sir.
She does the back bend. The officer goes, "Oh, okay, you're free to go." Yeah. About a minute and a half left here. I wanted to bring this study up to you specifically. It's a study about having kids makes you live longer, but only if you have two. I'm a family with two kids, almost 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. People with two kids are up to 10% more likely to make it to 76 than people who don't reproduce. But having one or more than two could kill you.
Ooh, the kids?
The kids not the kids, but people that traditionally have more than two kids die at an earlier age.
All right. Well,
how many you got? They're a big guy.
I got like 3 more than 2. So
you got 5.
Yeah,
5 kids.
4 girls and boy. Yeah.
Wow.
But I have 2 adult children. So I have a 21, 19-year-old.
Nope. You're still part of this study.
What if I drop them off at the fire safe box, like the old ones?
What's the matter with you?
Not the little ones, the old ones. Just tell my son get in that box, dude.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's Jerry Lopez. He's filling in for Hammer. You can find him at Indy Spanglish. We're going to get a Hammer on the phone here and talk about the passing of ABA Pacer great George McGinnis. That's next. Oh, the Sticks tickets. Oh, my God. All right, 5 seconds. Caller 9 right now, 239-9393. Gets tickets to go see Styx and Foreigner, Ruoff Music Center, July 26th.
You only have one heart, so let's keep it near everyone it beats for. Franciscan Health is leading the way as the only hospital in Indiana to be recognized as one of health grades.
Service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
If you think quality healthcare is out of reach for your small business, you have more options than you think. Jim Shoemaker can develop a customized plan that makes coverage for your team a reality. Jim understands the
50% off when you use promo code RADIO50. Head over to consumercellular.com and use promo code RADIO50 during checkout to score this deal.
Hey there, it's Hammer and Nigel.
8 to 5 p.m., we will broadcast live, Eat, Drink, Smoke. Hotel Tango Distillery will be out there with samples of their Hotel Tango bourbon and rye. 10% of every jewelry purchase from Premier Arms and PA Jewelers will be donated to help veterans in need. Premier Arms, 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg. Find them online at premierarms.com. See you December 16th at 3 p.m.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been solving garage door problems for 33 years. Call today for service today.
875-4577.
WIPC. Coming up in 2 minutes, police chases are up from last year. Indiana State Police says it's another challenge to add to the list. 2 Indiana brothers and ISIS. You'll hear why they're headed to prison. And the Indianapolis Colts have a tough challenge this weekend against a team that seems to have their number. Those stories and more next from the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
They'll keep talking. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Bipartisan negotiations on border security will continue for now. in the U.S. Senate.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the Senate will not break for the holiday recess and instead return next week to continue negotiations.
Our Republican colleagues who have said action on the border is so urgent should have no problem with continuing to work next week.
Republicans have said border policy changes must be included in President Biden's emergency spending request that includes aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. GOP members have wanted changes to the asylum system that some Democrats have pushed back on. Speaker Mike Johnson has already sent the House home until January.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on Capitol Hill. President Biden says he doesn't want Israel to stop going after Hamas, but does want them to be more careful, to be focused on how to save civilian lives. Answering a shouted question a short time ago as National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan visits Israel, meeting with the Prime Minister and Israel's war cabinet.
His message was consistent. The United States will continue to support Israel in its fight against Hamas. And we will continue to do everything we can to help broker another pause so that the remaining hostages can be reunited with their families.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby says Sullivan also talked about a possible transition to lower intensity operations in Gaza in the near future. A federal jury is now deliberating how much former New York mayor and Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani may have to pay for defaming two Georgia election workers by accusing them of committing election fraud. In August, the judge ruled in favor of the workers who are seeking up to $43 million. The jury is deciding damages. A new record close on Wall Street. The Dow up 158 at the bell to 37,248, adding to yesterday's new high. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It could happen anytime. Radar's clear. You've got sunny skies and 51 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Police chases are up throughout Indianapolis, says Indiana State Police Sergeant John Prine.
In 2023, we've had 318 vehicle pursuits in the Indianapolis district. That's Marion County and the surrounding counties. Last year at this time, we were at 126 in the same time frame.
Earlier this week, a car chase ended with a state trooper shooting his gun, but Sergeant Prine says a majority of interactions with the public are positive. A sentencing for brothers who were arrested back in 2019 after agreeing to sell guns to ISIS. Sam Fritz has that story.
Two brothers from Fishers have now been sentenced to 35 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to attempting to provide material support to a designated foreign terrorist organization.
It's below the national average. The Indianapolis Colts will play the Pittsburgh Steelers this Saturday at Lucas Oil Stadium. Both teams are 7-6 and fighting to make the playoffs.
We still got 4 games left, and to me, this is another game, but we know the importance of it.
Colts head coach Shane Steichen says the team needs to just focus on the task at hand and not get too bogged down by the playoff picture. Around 200,000 children in Indiana have at least one parent serving time in prison. The Prison Fellowship's Angel Tree program helps both the parent and the child by allowing the parent to register their child to receive a gift on their behalf.
We want to help support that relationship, and you don't stop being a parent just because you're behind bars.
Betsy Wright is with the Angel Tree program. Your time is 4:04. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These 800-593-4411.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, Donnie, looking at eastbound 70 into downtown stop-and-go traffic from Holt Road to the South Split. Inbound 65 loaded after MLK down to Meridian Penn. Northwest side, northbound 465 stop-and-go traffic, 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 69 dragging before 96th Street down to 82nd. And southwest side, southbound 465 stop to Kentucky Avenue, then stop and go past the White River. Traffic sponsored by Isaacs and Isaacs. Dogfight injury? Call Isaacs and Isaacs, the law firm Indiana has trusted for over 20 years. They'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. Click and get help quick at WeWin.com. That's WeWin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Cloudy and cool tonight, low 29. The radar's clear for now. It's mostly sunny and 51 degrees. Friday, high of 55, and rain possible this weekend, highs around 50. I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's... My name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez. He's known as at Indy Spanglish on social media, filling in for Jason Hammer. Sad day for Pacers fans. George McGinnis, who played for the Pacers in the 70s and 80s, led them to a couple of ABA championships, passed away after having becoming hospitalized with an illness. Simon family saying he was the very definition of an Indiana basketball legend, a champion, and Hall of Fame. Let's bring on one Mr. Jason Allen Hammer on the phone, literally on my cell phone, because the actual phones in the studio are screwed up. I think that's what happened to our Jim Banks phone conversation yesterday. So what I'm going to do, very professional here, I'm going to talk to Hammer on my cell phone and put the speaker up to the microphone. Hammer, how are you?
Number 3 in America. It's a well-oiled machine, and our show is number 3 in America, and we're putting basically a string on 2 tin cans to do an interview.
It actually doesn't sound that bad, quite honestly. So we're good here. I'm wondering what you think George McGinnis and his legacy means to the Pacers and the city of Indianapolis and Indiana, for that matter.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball and the state of Indiana. And there's no question about that. You could make a case that George McGinnis was the most dominant high school player ever to come out of Indianapolis. I know some would say Oscar Robertson, but Big Mac, George McGinnis, coming out of Washington, he was a bad man, and then went on to play at IU, where he was an All-American, and then from IU to his hometown team of the Indiana Pacers, where he won the MVP of the ABA, won multiple championships with the Pacers, went on to play in the NBA Finals of the NBA with the 76ers, bounced around a little bit, came back and retired a Pacer. So if you're somebody that loves the heritage of basketball here in central Indiana, high school kid from Indy, All-American at IU, champion and MVP with the Pacers, it doesn't get much better than that.
He was voted. I mean, he was the first Indiana high school basketball player. When you talk about George McGinnis being the GOAT, being on the Mount Rushmore of Indiana basketball players, he was the first high school basketball player to record 1,000 points in a season. And I didn't know this. I don't know why I didn't know this. He only played at IU for one season and averaged 30 points a game that lone season, and still the only player in IU history to accomplish that feat.
And there's a reason his name is hanging up in the rafters at the field house.
Yeah.
And when you talk to some of those old Pacer guys that are still around, Darnell Hillman, Nigel, we had him on our podcast show years ago when we were setting up shop in a bar. And those guys are all like family. They still hang out. They still, go to dinner. They have cookouts together. And every single one of those guys basically said the best teammate they had was George McGinnis.
Wow.
Big, strong dude, but he was kind of the glue that got everybody together.
Hey, real quick before I let you go, because I got some audio to play. You're not going to be able to hear it. Your take on the Pacers got trounced last night, 140 to 126 by the Milwaukee Bucks on the road. But it's what happened afterwards that's causing the controversy. Something about Giannis looking for the game ball and went into the Pacers locker room and hallway and was causing a big commotion. What happened?
So long story short, the Bucks were 0-2 against the Pacers. They got depantsed by the Pacers last week on national television for this NBA in-season tournament. So they were a little salty. So Giannis goes out, drops 64 on the Pacers last night, which happens because he's had 50 on the Pacers earlier in the year. He's in the game in garbage time. The Pacers have some G League dudes on the floor. Giannis is still out there padding his stats, has a dunk in the closing seconds.
Yeah.
He wants the game ball. fine, whatever. Well, the Pacers, and this was the story, the Pacers took the game ball because one of their rookies scored his first bucket, and they allegedly took the ball into the locker room. Turns out it was a big misunderstanding, and one of the Bucks assistants actually had the ball. But Giannis had his feelings hurt that he wasn't personally handed the game ball and freaked out and charged in the locker room and was ready to fight everybody.
I mean, this was like an hour. This was an hour ordeal after the game, wasn't it? I mean, this is ridiculous.
It was. And what I love, and this is what I took from this, the Pacers have officially arrived. They got under the Bucks' skin. Remember, the Bucks just won a championship a couple years ago. They've got arguably one of, if not the best player in the league, in Giannis. And Pacers got in their heads a little bit. That was the first win against the Pacers the Bucks got last night. Tip your hat to them. And
it was chippy too, right?
Bother these dudes.
It was chippy.
The Pacers can bother them, man. That's something. I'm here for that.
Well, and not only that, but they play again very soon. I believe they play January 1st and January 3rd, one at home and one at away. So those are going to be games. I love those kinds of games, those rivalry games.
I do too. And the Pacers made a roster move today. They brought in a big physical dude, somebody that can put a few fouls on Giannis. Maybe somebody that can body up against the dudes like Anthony Davis that had 41 and 20 on them in that Saturday game in Vegas. So it might make a difference. It might not. But at least the Pacers have arrived to the point to where they can agitate people, because it's been a while since this team has even mattered to anybody else around the league.
What'd you do on your first day off, man? You guys doing anything? You going anywhere?
Man, it's the honey-do list. All the stuff that I've ignored the last couple of weeks, took my son to school, had a dentist appointment today. Yeah. By the way, shout out to the West 10th Dental Group over there. Love the Hammer and Nigel show. It's always good to hear that your dentist is a fan of the show as opposed to somebody that hates the show.
All right. Are you guys taking any trips or anything?
Yeah, we're going to head down to Florida here for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
And then after that, maybe a few other pit stops along the way. And my big fat rear end will be back in there on January 2nd.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for taking the time out. This is you're again, for people just tuning in, I'm actually talking to Hammer on my cell phone because the network, everything is going haywire in this building. So have a great Christmas, Happy New Year. My best to Crystal and the boys. Have a good one.
Same to you and your family. Spanglish, my man, rock it out.
Hey, I appreciate it. Have a great Christmas.
All right, Matt Bear, my man, what is going on out on the roads?
All right, Nigel, looking at eastbound 72 downtown. That's stop-and-go traffic. Holt Road to the south split. And if you exit north and northbound 6570 slow up to the Washington Street exit. Let's go to the south side, eastbound 465. That's loaded from 72, the White River, and northbound 65 now stop and go after South Fort Road up to Thompson Road. Eastbound 465 loaded up from Westfield Boulevard to the White River, and inbound 69 jam from 96 to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Isaacs and Isaacs. Dogfight injury? Call Isaacs and Isaacs. The law firm Indiana has trusted for over 20 years. They'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. Click and get help quick at WeWin.com. That's WeWin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
51 at the American Standard Heating Weather Service on 93 WIBC. Is this anything? Next.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-593-4411. 800-593-4411. 800-593-4411.
Tony Katz here, and if you know me, you know I like my bourbon, and just like you, I like a good deal. So let me tell you about Hotel Tango Bourbon. Hotel Tango is a distillery right here in Indianapolis, started by Travis Barnes, a Marine who served 3 tours in Iraq. He wanted to craft spirits with the same discipline he learned in the Marine Corps. That's what Hotel Tango does. I've tried his bourbon. It's wonderful. It's a 4-grain bourbon with a distinct mash bill. You get a little caramel and some of that aroma. You get a nice rye kick to balance it out. I'm not the only one who thinks it's good. Wine Enthusiast gave it a 94, and it won a gold at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. It's also under $40. Did I mention that? One of the 10 best bourbons under $40, according to Wine Enthusiast. Try it for yourself. Head down to wherever you buy fine spirits and try Hotel Tango for yourself. You'll be supporting local, supporting veterans, and getting yourself a great, sippable, enjoyable bourbon at a great price. Thanks to Hotel Tango for sponsoring the show. Hotel Tango, distilled with discipline. HotelTangoDistillery.com. You've been hearing me talk about how I go to 459 Barber Lounge. Tony Katz here, and the holidays are here. Now is the time to look your best and give 459 a try. Look your best for family and friends. Look your best for yourself. Go to the best. 459 has the highly skilled barbers and stylists you want with over 100 years of combined experience. They've been serving Indianapolis for 20 years, open 7 days a week, across from the Fashion Mall on 86th Street. 459online.com. 459online.com.
Here's an unexpected holiday surprise for all the last-minute shoppers. Now through December 17th, all of Diamond's Direct Diamond Classics are 25% off. That's all diamond earrings, all diamond bracelets, all diamond pendants, an incredible 25% off. Special financing, too. Get the perfect gift at the best value price all year. 25% savings on all diamond earrings, bracelets, and pendants. Now through the 17th only, and only at Diamonds Direct. Get details, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
My name is Donita, and I cared for my mother for 8.5 years. There were times where I was like, I can't do this alone. Then I found CareForth. They gave me the resources and the confidence to care for Mom at home. They even paid me. I'm so happy I was able to care for Mom, but even more grateful I wasn't alone. When I say they're like family, I mean it.
Caring for a loved one at home? Get support and get paid by visiting careforth.com. That's careforth.com.
Santa Claus was on his way when a mean old Grinch crashed into his sleigh. Santa called the hammer, and the hammer saved Christmas Day. Go to WeWin.com.
Merry Christmas from the Hammer. This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
My name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez. You know how to play Is This Anything, right? I'm going to give you a couple of stories, and you're going to react. Tell me if they are anything or not.
Let's go.
First one is kind of funny. 2 criminals in Colorado argued that their theft at a local Kohl's should have been considered a misdemeanor rather than a felony, because with the coupons, they stole less than $2,000 worth of merchandise. This is real. In Colorado, any theft that is $2,000 and more is actually a felony. But these guys are saying because we had coupons, it should only be a misdemeanor. Here is a spokesman for the district attorney's office explaining the legal strategy of the defense.
The defense argued and tried to convince a jury that these 2 defendants should not be convicted of felony theft, but rather a misdemeanor charge. We argued that it didn't really matter if the items were on sale or were discounted. Those discounts and sales prices should apply to paying customers only,
You think?
not thieves.
That is hilarious.
Is this anything?
That is the dumbest criminals I've ever. Also, if they wanted to go this route, they should have went to the counter, scanned the coupons, then ran off with the stuff after it was below $2,000. You got to be smarter than that.
Well, I mean, could you imagine being the lawyers behind the scenes? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get this. We're going to get this knocked down from a felony to a misdemeanor because these things were all on sale.
That microwave it said, how much did it say when you? That's ridiculous.
I swear. And then what? $2,000 is a lot of money,
especially from Kohl's.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's racks.
You have to steal a lot to get $2,000 worth of money. But that's the ridiculous policies of some of these retail stores that even let you just, they have policies of just letting you walk out with the stuff, and don't even mention And then the employees would get in trouble if they tried to stop you.
Yep.
Now, if I'm an employee at Kohl's, I ain't trying to stop somebody walking out.
If I'm an employee anywhere, Nigel, I'm not trying to stop you walking out with this stuff because people are crazy. I'm not going to get stabbed over the 2 sweatshirts you stole.
Yeah, exactly. The regard for human life. People are not afraid to kill. They're not afraid to go to jail, and they're not afraid to take someone else's life if you get in the way of them and their Air Jordans.
In a lot of these cases, too, if you stop them, like you said, your employer is going to fire you because it's against policy.
All right. You're familiar with the holiday movie, The Santa Claus, right, Tim Allen?
Love it.
There's a naughty line. I didn't know this. It's a naughty line that in The Santa Claus that Disney had to cut out. New York Post ran an article about it. Here's the scene where Tim Allen's ex gives him a slip of paper so he can reach her over the holidays, right? And, Tim's character is a smart-ass. He quips a 1-800 number that sounds slightly provocative, right? It turns out it was and still is a real sex hotline. Here is the scene that had to be cut out.
Here's Neil's mom's number in case.
1-800-SPANK-ME. I know that number.
And a Merry Christmas to you, too.
Is this anything?
That is on purpose. That's on. It's hilarious.
Is it product placement?
It is definitely product placement.
Maybe the movie company had a back alley deal with the sex line.
They paid extra money to get that number put in there, kind of like Coca-Cola does companies.
And then, even back in the day, I remember parents complaining because kids were calling that number. That movie came out in '94, and later VHS, DVD, Blu-ray versions had to cut it out. I'm sure it's cut out on Disney Plus.
Parents complained that kids were calling that number. So how'd they know? I guess that's not a 900 number. Remember 900 numbers were a thing?
Yeah, but they automatically would charge you your phone bill, right?
Oh.
Right, they answer the phone.
Tommy's calling 1-800-SPANK-ME.
Yeah, when you had landlines, they could probably just charge you for that. One more here. Yeah, we got time for one more. A pair of rare Nike Air Jordan shoes worth over $10,000 were donated to the Portland Rescue Mission in Oregon. The money made from those shoes will be used to fund more recovery programs. Here's Aaron from the Portland Rescue Mission talking about the amazing. I guess somebody found these shoes and donated them.
The shoes are such a perfect symbol for what we do at the work, pulling them out of where they may have been overlooked or unserved and really helping them get back on their feet.
Like helping them get back on their feet. Lady, get out of here.
I totally missed it.
Get out of here. She's a clown.
No. Somebody, first of all, $10,000 Nike Air Jordans?
I don't even know.
You're a shoe guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I remember the shoe they're talking about. It's the Spike Lee one. I remember they did the Spike Lee thing, but I don't remember these shoes.
And somebody just found them, probably donated them randomly. Honey. And
they didn't know what they donated. They gave away a whole pair of shoes, and now it hit the news, and somebody's in trouble.
My wife does it all the time. She'll walk into the closet, decide that I have too many shoes, and then I'll go in there and find a couple of my favorite pairs missing. Honey, where are my Air Jordans? Oh, I donated them to Salvation Army.
They need to check around the Portland Rescue Mission for any domestics that's happened in the past week. This is...
All right. Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer. My name is Nigel. It is the Hammer and Nigel Show. Just had a queen-size bed delivered from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Not only did they deliver the new bed, but they took my son's old bed with them, disposed of the mattress, got rid of everything. And that's what they do. Huge year-end sale going on right now. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Indiana-made Smith Brothers Furniture, all at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Just an awesome Hoosier-owned family business. Been in the same family since 1927. And Thompson Furniture, they have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store in Columbus. So if you're looking to have a couch delivered, love seat, sectional, they'll deliver it. And then they'll take the old stuff back. You just sit there and watch them do all the work. These guys are the best. They're always doing awesome things in the community, and they support what we do here at the Hammer and Nigel Show. Take care of these guys. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, thompsonfurniture.net. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Brace yourself for the ultimate holiday deal with Consumer Cellular. Snag an incredible 50% off the Iris Flip when you buy before December 17th, making it only $34.50. The Iris Flip is all the phone and camera you need with a user-friendly design, the perfect flip phone companion. Plus, you'll get nationwide coverage and always free activation. Score 50% off when you use promo code RADIO50. Head over to consumercellular.com and use promo code RADIO50 during checkout to score this deal.
My husband, Bob, has Parkinson's, and he needs more help now, and I need more support to help him. Thanks to Indiana Pathways for Aging, we're getting the support we need to help him right here at home, like with meal prep and basic personal care, and even respite support for me.
Pathways provides Hoosier Medicaid members, age 60 and over, support for care their way, so they can live life their way. The program begins in summer of 2024. Call 87-PATHWAY-4 or visit in.gov/pathways.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presents. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. To be there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 1,000 vehicles. Chevy, Ford, GMC, Buick, Nissan, Acura, Mazda, Honda, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So what drives Indiana? DriveHubler.com. For over 1,000 vehicles, visit any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How two Indiana boys got mixed up with ISIS. Clear radar, mostly sunny, 51 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:30. From selling stolen guns to building them for ISIS, Sam Fritz reports on the sentencing of two brothers from Indiana.
Moyed and Ma Dannon of Fishers were sentenced to a combined 35 years in federal prison after being arrested back in 2019 for agreeing to manufacture and sell guns to ISIS. Court documents say that the brothers were selling stolen firearms to an undercover FBI agent when they eventually began to manufacture fully automatic rifles with parts bought online. Moy had met with another undercover agent at the U.S. southwest border who he agreed to sell to after being told the guns would be shipped to ISIS in the Middle East. After his arrest, FBI agents found several files on a thumb drive filled with ISIS propaganda, including graphic videos depicting the killing of civilians and hostages. Sam Fritz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You've probably heard a lot about more police chases than last year. It goes to show that there's nothing routine about the job, says Sergeant John Perrine with Indiana State Police.
99.9% of our interactions
on a day-to-day basis go just like you would expect them to do, whether that be, helping somebody, issuing a ticket, even making an arrest. The vast majority of those go without incident.
Prine says police chases are up over 100% from last year. The new casino planned for Terre Haute should open in the spring of 2024, says the Indiana Gaming Commission. The casino had run into some trouble that stalled the plans after former state rep Sean Eberhardt pled guilty to financial crimes involving the casino business. Just because you're locked up doesn't mean you stop being a parent. That's the sentiment from Betsy Wright with the Prison Fellowship's Angel Tree program, which allows incarcerated parents in Indiana to sign their kids up to get gifts during the holiday season.
It's the impact of that relationship with the parent, the impact of who the gift is from, that makes all the difference in the world.
But anyone can sponsor a child in these situations. Just go to prisonfellowship.com. The Closing Bell Report is brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow Jones closed today 158 points higher to 37,248. The NASDAQ in the positive as well, up 27 points to 14,761. And the S&P 500 up 12 points, finishing the day at 4,719. Your time is 4:32. Traffic and weather is coming up in 1 minute.
At Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, we understand that your retirement and taxes are inseparable. And if you're over 50, we're offering a special deal to kickstart your financial journey in 2024. You can have your 2023 tax return prepared and filed, including Schedules A, B, and D, for just $79.95. This can be the start of a lifelong, profitable partnership with Absolute Wealth Management, LLC. All our retirement planning clients will continue to receive the substantial discount for tax filing and preparation as part of our ongoing retirement marathon that focuses on protecting everything you've worked so hard to build while still providing growth to help elevate your lifestyle and retirement. Take absolute control of your retirement. Call us now at 317-288-0634, 317-288-0634, or visit AbsoluteWealthManagementLLC.com. Investment advisory service is offered through Gradient Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Gradient Advisors, LLC, and its advisors do not render tax, legal, or accounting advice.
With traffic, here's Matt Baer.
Donnie, southbound 69, stop and go 96th Street down to 82nd. Watch out if you're on southbound. Rollers coming up behind you right now around 96th Street in that area. Southbound 65, stop and go before MLK down to the North Split. If you continue southbound, that will be stop and go to Washington Street. On the south side, northbound 65, slow from Southport Road up to 465, and eastbound 465 jammed at 70, then slow from Kentucky Avenue to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart. Shop Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center. You might need a jacket tonight or a coat. Low 29 degrees, cloudy skies. The radar's clear for now. It's mostly sunny and still around 50 degrees. Friday, you've got a high of 55, and rain is possible this Saturday with a high around 51. I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
My name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer. Also joining us in studio, Abdul Hakim Shabazz, attorney at law, instructor at where? UFI?
University of Indianapolis, yeah.
And
general pain in the butt.
Yeah.
That's my wife.
IndyPolitics.org is your website. Biggest news story in Indiana this year thus far?
I would say the biggest news story with massive repercussions was a decision that was put out last week in Marion County Court by Judge Patrick Dietrich, basically saying that the law that requires a candidate, if they want to run in a primary, to have voted in two previous primaries violates the U.S. and the state constitution. That has some major political ground swelling. Now, a lot of folks in our audience are like, oh, so who cares? What does that mean? Like, well,
what does that mean? Explain the law that was in place.
Well, under law, Indiana's Republican, Democrat. They're two major parties. If you want to run as a Republican or a Democrat, you have to have voted in either two previous Republican or Democrat primaries, or get permission from your county chairperson, like sign a letter, yeah, you're a Republican in good standing.
So one person. could decide your fate if you had not voted in a couple of different primaries.
Yes. So
seems weird.
But what Judge Dietrich did, who's by the way is a Republican judge, a Republican appointed judge, by the way, said that by adding those qualifications, it violates the federal and the state constitution. The federal constitution gets in the weeds. It's like the first, 14th, and actually the 17th Amendment, which I thought was interesting. But it was the state constitution part that made it interesting, because what he said was that by saying that someone has to vote in 2 previous primaries, you're adding what's called additional qualifications to the office. Because, say, to be governor, you got to be like, say, 35 years old and be a resident of Indiana, that's what the Constitution says. That's it. But by saying you had to vote in 2 previous primaries to run as a Republican, that violates the state constitution. That has major shockwaves right now.
You and Rob Kendall talked a lot about this over the past few weeks. Who brought forth the lawsuit?
John Rust, who's a candidate for the U.S. Senate. You're from Mr. Rust. You get all his emails all the time.
I get this guy. I get like 18 different emails from John Rust a day. There's no unsubscribe button, John.
Yeah.
So what happened with him? What precipitated him to file this lawsuit?
John hadn't voted in 2 previous Republican primaries because he wanted to run against Jim Banks in the U.S. Senate next year in the primary. And he went to his county chairperson, who she said, no, I'm not going to sign your letter. I'm not going to say you're in good standing. And had she just done that, just let him go do it, let him run, let him lose, or whatever, then that would have been fine.
Does that seem like a strange law to you, Abdul?
I have a major problem with Indiana's primary system to begin with, because it's a taxpayer-funded activity, and it's political parties choosing their candidates. And so either have an open primary where people can run and then the top 2 vote getters face off in the general election, or you guys go have your nominating conventions.
But what was the thinking behind this law?
Trey Hollingsworth.
Okay.
Because when the law was changed, Trey Hollingsworth had ran for Congress. I want to say back in the last decade, and so legislation was pushed in to kind of stop that from happening.
I still don't. I don't get it. Like if you didn't vote in 2 previous primaries as a Republican, you can't run as a Republican.
And you can't run the Republican primary.
But what does it matter if you voted or not? What were they trying to prevent?
Basically, just sort of put up another barrier.
Okay.
For participation. Because here's the other thing too is under this law, 87% of Hoosiers would be ineligible for voting to run as a Republican in a Republican primary. And if you're a younger person too, let's say you only got here in when you're 18 years old, well, if the office says you can be 18 when run, but says, well, you can't run as a Republican because you were here for 2 years, you see how this could be a little bit of a disaster.
And I think it's funny how it was also up to one person.
Yes.
To decide, and this person, whoever it was, did not let said no. Who was it? The commissioner, some commissioner or something?
Yeah.
That said no.
The county chairperson in Jackson County.
Why did they say? Did they have to offer a reason? Nope. Why?
Just be totally arbitrary.
So who is John Rust then? Who is he? Does he have a lot of money?
Yeah,
is he a threat to Jim Banks and his campaign?
Because John Rust can financially run a competitive race. That's what folks were worried or concerned about. So,
what was the response from the Banks campaign, or was there?
Nothing yet. Nothing I've seen so far. But they do plan to appeal the decision to the appellate court and possibly to the Supreme Court, because it says this law violates.
They are appealing.
Yeah, the law violates the state constitution, and Todd Rokita's handling the appeal, which means it'll probably get shot down. But that's a whole other story for another time. But the thing is, this has major political repercussions. I would say this is the biggest political story.
Wow.
In Indiana in 2023, and actually, I would say probably in Indiana political history.
Crazy stuff. We're here speaking with Abdul. Abdul at Large is your show here on Saturdays on 93 WIBC. I've noticed on IndyPolitics.org you've been talking to some of the candidates for governor of 2024. Yes. Tell me about this Chambers guy.
Brad Chambers, head of the Indiana, former Secretary of Commerce under Eric Holcomb, Indiana Economic Development Commission.
So he was Holcomb's commerce guy.
Yeah, right. Just like Eric Doden was Mike Pence's commerce guy.
Yeah,
good guy, really sharp. a little bit on the introverted side. He's kind of coming out of his shell a little bit. No, like I said, no. I think between Eric Doden, Brad Chambers, Suzanne Crouch, Mike Braun, and Curtis Hill, Indiana has a good crop of candidates to pick from. There's not a whole lot of difference between the two. Now, Chambers is the only one who says that the Leap District and the water thing is actually a good idea.
You're gonna have to take me down that road too. This water district. I heard Rob talking about it the other day.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Water is like electricity, and it's like coal. It is not uncommon that we take water or electricity or coal from one place and move it to another place. The question is does Indiana have the water supply to do what they want to do, to take water from Tippecanoe County and move it to Boone County?
So the Tippecanoe County, they want to build a pipeline to Boone County, right?
Right.
And they're opposing this. Why?
Basically saying that Indiana doesn't have the. First of all, Indiana has a water issue. We don't know how big the water issue is. So part of what we're doing is we're going to do a study to see, can you build a pipeline, from Tippecanoe County to Boone County? And please note, this impacts the entire state because it goes along the Wabash River. Because I want to say the new mayor of Terre Haute was expressing concerns like, hey, if you guys be taking water from up there, what's it going to do for us down here? So one of the things that needs to be done is a water study to see what Indiana's water supply actually is. You're talking
what's this going to do for Boone County, and who's going to pay for it all?
Like I said, that remains to be seen. But first and foremost, got to figure out we have to actually have the water there to begin with.
All right. So. Okay. And Chambers is for this.
Yeah, because it happened under Chambers' watch. He was Secretary of Commerce.
Okay. All right. I got you. So, and where is he at on medicinal marijuana? I know
actually open to it.
Are any of the other candidates open to any of that?
Curtis Hill's against it. Suzanne Crouch is against it.
Medicinal.
Well,
I'm not talking about recreational here.
Yeah, Chambers says Chambers did not say no. It's like he has some concerns about recreational, but he's open to medicinal. Like, hey, let's have a conversation. Let's do some research and have a study.
Is that a bonus?
I would say.
I mean, is that?
I would say if marijuana is one of your issues, then
how big of an issue is it though in this state?
I mean, I call marijuana legalization an existential issue. How about we do it that way? It's out there, but nobody's going to win or lose over it. But in a race of five Republican candidates for governor, if that's your issue, it gives you an edge.
But it just seems like Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, Kentucky. We are surrounded by states that have eased back on the marijuana laws, and it seems
and this argument that, well, if you legalize it, people be driving high. Well, newsflash, people been doing it already.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Now the question is, how do you test driving impairment? Which is a fair question because once you use it, it's in your system for about a month or so. Were you impaired at the time? That makes sense. But
the argument that Holcomb has always said is that it's still on the federal level illegal. What do you think about that argument? It seems like other states have figured that out, a way around that.
Well, that's more of a philosophical argument than a legal argument. And I would argue technically that the federal government has to a point decriminalize marijuana because in every year they do a budget appropriation, they say you can't use federal funds to go after people for simple possession.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, it's already. And if you ask state police or any law enforcement, like we have other things, we have more important things to do than that.
We're speaking with Abdul Hakim Shabazz, IndyPolitics.org, and final question here as we round out 2023. 2024 is going to be an interesting year, especially with the
presidential race,
the presidential
race, the U.S. Senate race, the legislative race. Yes, you can see the excitement on my face. I've never known a black man could be so happy.
Any predictions on the presidential election? A lot of different things could happen.
Nothing yet. But one thing people need to keep in mind is with respect to polling, and particularly polling right now. Polling right now is more of a beauty contest. It doesn't mean a darn thing. Because a day in politics is a lifetime. We got 11 months to go before election time.
Long time to go.
Anything can happen. So I just leave it at that.
And the governor's race for Indiana. I mean, is it Mike Braun's to lose at this point because he's a senator?
I would say Mike Braun's technically the front runner because he's got the most name ID, but being the front runner right now is like being the tallest midget in the room. So there you go.
There's something politically incorrect about that statement. I'm not sure what it is. But
Everything's politically correct, but I've never been accused of being politically correct, so I'm not going to start now. I'm too damn old.
Where can people find your work, get a hold of you? And
IndyPolitics.org. Abdul at IndyPolitics.org is my email address. Also follow us on Twitter at IndyPolitics.org.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a great weekend.
You too, my friend.
All right, see ya. It's a Hammer and Nigel show.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presents. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. To be there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 1,000 vehicles. Chevy, Ford, GMC, Buick, Nissan, Acura, Mazda, Honda, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So what drives Indiana? DriveHubler.com. For over 1,000 vehicles, visit any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Every year, millions of people find a health plan at healthcare.gov during open enrollment. They enjoy more doctor visits, pick up prescriptions, and find the care they need. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 a month or less with financial help. Final deadline to enroll is January 16th. Healthcare.gov is here for millions like you, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Pierce Jewelers has a spectacular array of diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. They shop the world to bring you the very best. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them matter and make them count with a symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Hey, we're pretty social people at WIBC. You can find us all over social media. See what we're up to on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. We're never more than just away. Just search for 93 WIBC.
Matt Bear, what's going on with traffic?
Southbound 69 is stopped, Nigel, from 106th Street down to 82nd. Eastbound 465 barely moving right now before Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. And coming into downtown, southbound 65 is loaded up slow from MLK to Meridian Penn. And the northbound lanes coming out of the north split stop and go from north split up to 21st Street. Southwest side southbound 465 stopped at 70, then drags around to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Arizona State University with ASU Online. You get everything the nation's most innovative university has to offer. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu. That's asuonline.asu.edu. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
50 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show. All around the world.
My name is Nigel, Jerry Lopez, Indy Spanglish on social media. How are you, sir?
Doing very well. How are you doing today,
Thank you for filling in for Hammer today. The top, have you been to the movie theater much?
I have.
This year?
Take the kids a lot to the movies.
So if I recall, you weren't a big fan of Barbie.
Was not.
And the just general quick consensus is why.
It was a very man-hating movie. Basically, the tale of the movie was men are replaceable and we have no purpose. Without men, the world would be a better place.
That's so funny. It's just so funny. Many different interpretations of Barbie. My wife and my daughter went and they loved it.
Of course they did.
I don't think they really put as much thought into it as you did. But I'm going to go from the 5 on down to 1. The top 5 grossing movies in America. And this is just North America, right? Oppenheimer in at number 5. Did you see that one?
Did not.
$325 million, almost $326 million in America this year. Did you go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
I did. Huge fan of the series.
Really?
Yep.
I have not even finished number 1 yet.
Yep. I like the series. Love the soundtracks even more.
the 70s soundtrack sometimes.
Love them.
Yeah.
Love them.
So they're in a number 4 with almost $359 million. Again, this is just in North America. You see the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse or whatever it's called?
I did not.
Are you
I
into
think that's the animation one. No, I didn't see that one.
That was the number 3 movie in America. $381 million. Number 2, another movie my kids loved. The Super Mario Brothers.
Loved
Did
it
you see
as well.
that? Did you like it?
Loved it.
Now, did you like it because of the movie? I mean, your kids probably are too young to know who the Mario Brothers were, so I'm assuming you'd like it. The reason I liked it is because I was addicted to Super Mario Brothers when I was a kid. It
was flashback to my childhood.
I mean, I would Showbiz Pizza on West 38th Street. I would get a stack of quarters and just stand there and play that thing all day long. Until my mom and dad finally broke down and bought me an SE Super Nintendo system.
Do.
Yeah, that's it. Very good. Thank you for that. And then, of course, the top 5, the number 1 grossing movie in North America, Barbie, with $636 million, $1 billion worldwide, obviously, but Barbie, number 1 by far. And there's actually a lot of merchandise, a lot of Barbie merch to go along with the movie.
This Christmas, kids are asking for realistic toys, and now there's Walk of Shame Barbie.
Walk of Shame Barbie
Comes with disheveled hair, wrinkled cocktail dress, runny mascara, empty bottle of tequila, cigarette breath, and potty mouth.
Damn it, I broke my heel on my high heels. And where the hell is my damn Uber-ride?
Walk of Shame Barbie. And coming soon, Mugshot Barbie, Hoarder Barbie, and Walmart Barbie. Not available at Walmart.
There you go, new from Hammer and Nigel products right there. Do you mess around with the Chat GPT?
A little bit, just going there and fool around, but nothing crazy.
I mean, is it free? I don't know.
Yeah, it's free.
Is it something you can download on your phone?
Yeah, but I would be wary of downloading anything like that. But yeah, definitely.
But there's a website you could go to. So what do you do on the website? What do you do?
So you would go there, you'd log in, register, it's free, and then you just basically ask it to do things for you. So. For example,
if you have a paper,
ChatGPT, give me today's news, and you can even say, make it vulgar, and it will make the news vulgar. Or you say whatever you want, it'll just do it for you.
Some are saying, some people that have noticed this, that use ChatGPT, saying it's been getting lazier recently, and they're wondering if AI can be hit with seasonal depression. Have you noticed, as a ChatGPT user, AI getting depressed?
It does seem a little bit lazier than normal. It takes a lot of breaks.
They say, quote, "We've all heard your feedback about it getting lazier. We haven't updated the model since November 11th, and this certainly isn't intentional. Model behavior can be unpredictable. We're looking into fixing it," and they added, quote, "It isn't broken. Models can evolve and may need to recalibrate." That is what that's what OpenAI, the people, are saying.
If ChatGPT can have seasonal depression, shouldn't my manager get off my back?
Exactly.
Like, this is a computer model.
Well, seasonal depression, I mean, it happens this time of year. December,
of course it does.
It's the holidays. You wake up on a Monday and it's dark and gray. It's
dark and gray when you leave.
When you leave, absolutely. All right, Indy making international news. And the headline involves the word twerking. I'm not very proud of this. I will tell you about this headline, what's going on right here in Indy making national news. Next, it's the Hammer and Nigel Show. This deal at Diamonds Direct is only going to last a couple more days. Now through December 17th, all of Diamonds Direct's Diamonds Classics are 25% off. So this is pretty much an unexpected holiday surprise for those last-minute shoppers. Maybe you want to get, maybe you're thinking about diamond earrings or maybe an engagement ring. Don't do anything until you've gone to Diamonds Direct and taken advantage of their 25% off sale.
Guys, the clock is ticking. It's almost Christmas, and this deal only goes through the 17th. Get an extra 25% off Diamonds Direct's already low prices on the Diamond Classic jewelry that she's going to love. This is going to be the capper to your amazing holiday season, but you've got to hustle. 25% savings on all of diamond earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more at Diamonds Direct. Stop by Keystone at the Crossing. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
No more joint pain. It's not necessary to live another year in pain. Call QC Kinetics right now and make 2024 the year you are back to living a normal life again. Tony Katz here, and QC Kinetics can give you your life back. They're the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. All natural treatments that can repair and restore damaged tissue, giving you pain-free movement. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients around the country. People who had knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, who were able to get lasting relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Make the call right now so you can get the most out of 2024. Got pain from that old injury? Pain from arthritis? Get back to doing what you love. Make that pain go away. And don't forget, you can use your HSA and FSA funds. Get your free consultation with QC Kinetics. 317-559-PAIN. 317-559-PAIN. QC Kinetics in Eagle Creek, in Greenwood, and now in Carmel, all with Saturday appointments available. QC Kinetics. 317-559-PAIN.
Immerse yourself in premium nationwide coverage, contract-free plans, and always-free activation with Consumer Cellular, now at your local Target. While you're there, check out our newest phone, the Iris Flip. It's all the phone and camera you need, plus it features a user-friendly design, making it the perfect flip phone. From now to December 16th, you can score $10 off when you buy the Consumer Cellular Iris Flip at Target, making it only $39.99. Visit your nearest Target for the full scoop.
If you think quality healthcare is out of reach for your small business, you have more options than you think. Jim Shoemaker can develop a customized plan that makes coverage for your team a reality. Jim understands the challenges of small businesses and can help you save hundreds every month, just like he did for Duvall & Son Garage.
We began working with Jim Shoemaker. He helped secure a great health insurance plan for our company and save us a lot of money.
Call or text today, 317-409-3963. Jim Shoemaker is a MedMutual insurance broker.
Where does everyone come together to cheer as one, to build traditions, to show pride? High school sports. I'm Robert Falkins.
And I'm Janie Ulmer. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, and we love how high school sports play a key role in the life of every member of a school community.
That's because high school sports are a special place where everyone shows up to have the team's back.
It's amazing to see the whole community, students and parents, coaches and teachers, come together at the school to cheer on their student athletes.
Celebrating high school sports unites us all, and that experience is essential to the pride and passion of an entire community.
Be a champion of high school sports by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events.
This is unity. This is pride. This is your IHSAA.
As a caring adult of a 7th or 8th grader, you may see their college plans as a distant process, but in reality, it'll be here in no time. Think about it. Your child could be heading to college by the time you pay off your next car. There's a good reason for middle schoolers and you to start planning their path to college today. This message is brought to you by the Indiana Youth Institute. Indiana's 21st Century Scholarship provides eligible students with up to 4 years of paid college tuition. So here's what you need to know. It is key that we make sure every eligible child is enrolled in the program. Requirements vary dependent upon age, and early sign-up is available for 7th grade students. For more information on the 21st Century Scholarship, visit learnmoreindiana.org/scholars. This Kids Count Minute is a message from the Indiana Youth Institute. For more parent tips, visit IYI.org.
Kids count on you.
Coming up in 2 minutes, police chases are up, but morale isn't down. Indiana State Police talk about the increase in criminal chases, and the next $1 trillion company could be right here in Indiana. Those stories and more next from the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's now 5 o'clock.
How to save civilian lives. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Biden says he wants Israel to be focused on that as a top advisor visits Israel.
President Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, met with Israel's war cabinet about the ongoing war against Hamas and Gaza.
He did talk about
possible transitioning from what we would call high-intensity operations, which is what we're seeing them do now, to lower-intensity operations sometime in the near future.
But National Security Council Coordinator John Kirby says the administration is not putting a timestamp on that transition or defining lower intensity operations.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. President Biden warning recently that Israel is losing global support over what he called indiscriminate bombing. Answering a shouted question this afternoon, he said he wants Israel to be more careful. The question happened at an event on prescription drug prices. The president announcing the first rebates drug makers are required to pay Medicare if drug prices rise faster than the inflation rate.
This lowers taxes as well as lowers costs for individuals.
Those rebates are part of a broader effort to lower drug costs as the president accuses Republicans of wanting to raise costs for seniors and working families. The White House is still trying to build a bridge, though, on border security. Republicans want policy changes as part of a deal on foreign aid, including more help for Ukraine.
Vladimir Putin is watching closely. He is eager to see us abandon Ukraine and thinks he's getting that done.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the Senate won't break yet for the holidays, so bipartisan talks can continue next week, though the House has already been sent home after sending a record defense bill to the president's desk. That bill includes renewal of a surveillance program that remains under discussion for possible reforms. Another record on Wall Street, the Dow up 158 to its second record high close in a row. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They could hit the red and blues at any time. Clear radar, 51 degrees, cloudy, and cold tonight with a low of 29. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:02. You've probably heard about more cop chases than last year, especially in Indianapolis. It goes to show there's nothing routine about the job, says Sergeant John Perrine with Indiana State Police.
99.9% of our interactions on a day-to-day basis go just like you would expect them to do, whether that be, helping somebody, issuing a ticket, even making an arrest. The vast majority of those go without incident.
Perrine says police chases are up over 100% from last year. Shaking her baby is what police in Indianapolis say a mother did.
And the baby ended up dying this week. I'm Sean Herrick. IMPD says the mother of that child, Ingrid Marlene Hernandez, told several different versions of what happened, but eventually said she shook the baby to get the child to stop crying. Marlene Hernandez took that child to a hospital late last week, but the child died on Monday. The coroner ruled the cause of death a homicide on Wednesday. Marlene Hernandez has been arrested, and her trial starts in March. Sean Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're paying an average of $2.80 a gallon for gas today, says AAA. That's down 16 cents from last week. It's the Indianapolis Colts and Pittsburgh Steelers this Saturday inside Lucas Oil Stadium. Both teams are fighting to make the playoffs.
We still got 4 games left, and to me, this is another game, but we know the importance of it.
Colts head coach Shane Steichen, the Steelers have won most of their games against the blue and white.
Every year is a new year, in this league, and all we're focused on is this game on Saturday and not worried about the past, and let's focus on the present and go play football.
Both teams are 7-6. Indiana's own Eli Lilly could become the world's first trillion-dollar drug company. That's a prediction from Ken Langone, founder of Home Depot. He's basing that prediction on the company's leadership and investments in research and development. Your time is 5:04. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-593-4411. 800-593-4411. 800-593-4411.
With traffic on the 5s at 5:05, here's Matt Baer.
You got it, Donnie, looking at inbound 69. Stop traffic after 106th Street down to 82nd. Eastbound 465 jams before Westfield Boulevard over to the White River. Southbound 65 stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 stop and go to downtown from Tibbs Avenue to the south. A split south side. Northbound 65 loaded right now. Very slow from stop 11 Road up to 465 and eastbound 465 stop before 31. Traffic sponsored by Comcast Business. Start saving with Comcast Business Mobile on the most reliable 5G network. Most reliable based on RouteMetrics U.S. reports. Results vary, not an endorsement. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center. It's a cloudy and cool evening, low 29 tonight. Your radar is clear. It's cloudy and 50 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Friday has a high of 55, and rain is possible Saturday with highs sticking around the 50s. I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
My name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer. Indy making international news. Let's go to the headline from the Daily Mail, Jerry. Video shows a legal Indianapolis street takeover that featured 500 cars, drivers doing donuts, and women twerking out of the car windows.
Sounds like the December Indy 500 to me, Nige.
This all happened over the weekend, 2800 block of Lafayette Road. But I just think, I mean, this is from the Daily Mail. And, you know, whenever there's the word twerked involved in a headline about Indianapolis, it's never, but you do click it, but it's never good. Have you heard of these street takeovers?
I have heard of them. I have not heard of them out here yet. Usually they're in, big cities out west or in New York City. You see them shut down an intersection.
Dude,
and
police have been called literally to multiple takeovers this year. Like 40 arrests have been made. 80 stolen, confiscated stolen vehicles. The last time they headed down was on near MLK. There were people riding around on horses.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happened a few months ago. So this one in particular, I mean, shots were fired, police were injured, motorists from several different states. New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Vermont, all poured in to Indianapolis for this gathering, again at the 2800 block of Lafayette Road, this highway, this street takeover. And basically an illegal meetup of cars performing dangerous stunts. What is going on?
I mean, these kids have way too much time on their hands is what it is. But how many times have you seen somebody doing donuts online or whatever, and then somebody gets hit by the car that's swerving?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Now, my interest is I saw the video where they're doing donuts. These chicks got their asses out window twerking as they're doing the donuts, driving down the road doing 80 miles an hour. Police arrested one person here, charged him with reckless driving. I believe the cops had to discharge their weapon. That officer is on leave. Nobody was seriously hurt. There were a couple of injured officers, though. But it's just never good when, these kinds of headlines are making international news in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but how am I supposed to throw my dollar into the back of a moving vehicle as she twerks in circles? You're making it really hard for me, lady.
Speaking of dangerous driving, Indiana, I saw this on Fox 59. Indiana is home to two of America's most loathed highways. According to a Volvo survey that questioned 3,000 drivers across the country, coming in at number 58, stretch of Interstate 65 in Indiana is ranked among the top loathed highways in America and considered the worst highway in the Hoosier State. Basically 65 Indy to Chicago sucks. Construction, bottlenecks, delays, stuff like that. Would you agree with that assessment?
I could see that, yeah. It seems like there's always construction. There's never just open roads.
And not only that, but drivers are crazy on 65, I feel like. I mean, coming home at night, whizzing in and out, doing at least 100. I mean, those drivers, it's like the times where you wish there was a cop. There's somebody driving erratically, and they're never around.
Well,
I'm not blaming the police. There's a problem with recruitment to begin with IMPD.
I feel the same way on 69 when I come in from the north side. It's like I'm driving the speed limit and people are just going past me I'm going 35.
Not only cars, but semis as well.
I'm dusting me, and I'm going 510 over.
Yes,
and they're flying past me.
Yes, and then of course 465 landed at 78 on this list of the top 100 most loathsome roads. I can't drive like the south side, all that construction. It makes me want to stay home.
If you don't have at least 4 roundabouts on your road, I'm not coming.
That's right.
You got to have roundabouts. If you want Indy in your town, you better have roundabouts.
How you been feeling, man? How's things going?
Things good.
I mean, how's the holidays? You feel okay? Or have you gotten the bug at all?
You know, I love the holidays just because my kids are either too old to they understand, or so young that it's not a big deal. They still have that holiday spirit, so it's fun for me right now again.
And when I ask if you have the bug, I understand what you're saying, but I meant like the virus. Have you caught any RSV, flu, COVID? How are you feeling in that? Because I know you like to go out a lot. I know you like to spend a lot of time in the bars, playing the darts. You're around a lot of people. You're very social. Nothing in that regard in terms of health.
Trust my immune system.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you take a flu shot?
No.
I don't. I swear to God, the years I take a flu shot, I get sick.
That's what a lot of people say.
And I mean, last time in 2019, good God, the October before COVID. I took the flu shot, and a week later, I was in bed for 10 days.
Wow.
I swear I was you know this? I was Indiana's patient zero for COVID. I believe it was floating around that early in October of 2019. The reason I ask you this is because Pfizer's stock fell about 8% when the market opened yesterday, and it was basically a knee-jerk reaction to forward-looking estimates that didn't align with Wall Street's predictions concerning Pfizer's stock. Here's take a wild guess, the main reason why Pfizer stock fell about 8%.
People aren't getting any more boosters, Nigel.
People ain't getting that COVID-19 vaccine. The company expects, listen to this. Wow. Pfizer expects just $8 billion in sales next year, down from a whopping $56.7 billion in 2022.
And the only other company to do that is Bud Light. You know, that's a lot of money.
That's exactly.
They Bud Lighted themselves.
I mean, it just shows you how in demand. How the demand is completely collapsed for this thing, whether it be the vaccine or the booster, and then piggybacking on that, their therapeutic Paxlovid, their antiviral treatments are just nobody's getting them anymore.
Well, I'm sure they'll have a new virus come out next year to boost those profits. It's coming.
They were already trying to scare us.
White pneumonia.
Yes. Yeah, white pneumonia.
And as soon as I heard that, I was like, I'm Cuban. I'm good. Like, it's not for me.
Dude, a couple of weeks ago, there's pockets of white pneumonia in Ohio and Michigan, and it started in China, and you better get the double jab. Travis Kelce, the tight end.
Mr. Pfizer.
Yeah, I see those commercials that he plays. They encourage you, because what they've done is they've tried to tie the flu vaccine into
Walgreens will let you get both.
Yes, exactly. That's what they want you to do. They want you to go get both. So he's got the blue Band-Aid for the COVID and the brown Band-Aid for the flu.
They're treating us like little kids and serial characters.
It seems like it. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have anything bad to say about the flu vaccine. I don't know, and watch, I say this, I'm going to get severely ill over the holiday. I don't have anything against the flu vaccine. I just haven't gotten it this year.
I'm not even against the COVID vaccine. I just think we need to be more honest about who actually needs it, right? If you're overweight, if you're older, if you have respiratory issues,
absolutely,
definitely get it. But if you're a 17-year-old healthy kid or a 18-year-old young woman who is going through hormones, you don't need to do anything to your body right now that we don't know anything about.
Someone that takes very good care of his body. That would be Mr. Matt Bear. What's going on with the roads?
All right, Nigel, looking at northbound 465 stop-and-go traffic before 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 69 loaded up, barely moving from 106th Street down to 82nd. Lawrence, northbound 465 at Slope and Pike up to I-69. Kind of a grind right now, just like southbound 65 to downtown from MLK down to Meridian Penn. Now, coming out of the North Split downtown, that is stop-and-go from the North Split up to 21st Street and eastbound 70. Stop and go traffic from Holt Road to the South Split. Crash Lafayette Road at Traders Lane. That's just to the south of Moore Road. Traffic sponsored by Arizona State University. With ASU Online, you get everything the nation's most innovative university has to offer. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu. That's asuonline.asu.edu. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
50 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC. American Standard, they are built to a higher standard. That's why I am an American Standard customer. I have American Standard dealers come out to my house. And matter of fact, I just had B&W come out to my house for my yearly inspections. And I also signed up for their Premier Club, which Hammer's going to tell you about.
B&W, plumbing, heating, cooling, and drains in Speedway. Ask B&W about their Premier Club. Premier Club members get a visit from a B&W member in the spring and the fall where they'll check all of your electrical connections, voltage and amps on your AC and furnace, your gas pressure on your gas furnace, check the airflow, and leave you with extra filters so you can change it yourself when needed. Visit bplusw.com. That's B, the word plus, w.com, or just give them a call, 317-243-3581. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Brace yourself for the ultimate holiday deal with Consumer Cellular. Snag an incredible 50% off the Iris Flip when you buy before December 17th, making it only $34.50. The Iris Flip is all the phone and camera you need with a user-friendly design, the perfect flip phone companion. Plus, you'll get nationwide coverage and always free activation. Score 50% off when you use promo code RADIO50. Head over to consumercellular.com and use promo code RADIO50 during checkout to score this deal.
The always ready for breakfast deal.
Going to bed already? Yep. Breakfast at Mickey D's tomorrow. So, sooner I go to bed, sooner it'll be morning. Sooner I'll be at Mickey D's.
This is actually brilliant.
You can come too. Turn out that light.
Good mornings become great mornings when you have McDonald's breakfast. Now grab a sausage McMuffin, sausage biscuit, or hash browns and get another for $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for product of equal or lesser value.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Fraley Implement is your go-to Indiana Massey Ferguson dealer. They're located just southeast of Indianapolis in Rushville. Right now, Fraley Implement is offering exceptional incentives like 0% interest rates, cash bonuses, and free delivery within 50 miles. If you're in the market for a Massey Ferguson, chances are Fraley Implement has it. And if they don't, they'll find it for you. Stop by Fraley Implement and see what a family-owned dealership can help you with today. Learn more at FraleyImplement.com.
Here's an unexpected holiday surprise for all the last-minute shoppers. Now through December 17th, all of Diamond's Direct Diamond Classics are 25% off. That's all diamond earrings, all diamond bracelets, all diamond pendants, an incredible 25% off. Special financing, too. Get the perfect gift at the best value price all year. 25% savings on all diamond earrings, bracelets, and pendants. Now through the 17th only, and only at Diamonds Direct. Get details, directions, and more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Do you hear that?
Hey!
It's the sound of a honey-baked holiday. The sound of mouth-watering memories being made over bites of their savory sides. And the sweet, crunchy glaze of a bone-in honey-baked ham. Or slow-smoked turkey breast. And of course, the satisfying scrape of a clean dinner plate.
Taste the tradition with 2 Central Indiana locations, West 96th Street and Michigan Road in Indy, and East Greyhound Pass in Carmel.
Want to save 25 to 75% on your diamond? Come see Pierce Jewelers in Carmel before you spend your hard-earned money somewhere else. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
It's a Zero Res flash sale. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $119. Gotta book it by December 15th. 388-5141. Online at ZeroResIndy.com.
Immerse yourself in premium nationwide coverage, contract-free plans, and always-free activation with Consumer Cellular, now at your local Target. While you're there, check out our newest phone, the Iris Flip. It's all the phone and camera you need, plus it features a user-friendly design, making it the perfect flip phone. From now to December 16th, you can score $10 off when you buy the Consumer Cellular Iris Flip at Target, making it only $39.99. Visit your nearest Target for the full scoop.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay. Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel Show. Oh, yeah!
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. Back here, my name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez. He is known as Indy Spanglish on X. Jerry, how are you?
Doing very well. How are you doing,
Nigel? Thank you for filling in for Hammer here the next couple of days and weeks. Let's go to a little bit of controversy with one Mr. LeBron James. I don't know if this is last week or the week before, but he was with his kids at I think it was a college basketball game.
Yeah, it was his oldest son was playing at USC.
Bronny. Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. First game since he had the heart attack.
Okay, so he was there, and so he's walking in during the national anthem at the basketball game. And critics are accusing him of disrespecting the country, the flag, and the military because during the national anthem, as he was walking in the middle of it, he sits down. Everybody else is still standing up. He just goes ahead, takes a seat right during the national anthem. Now, LeBron is no stranger to controversy. He was an anthem kneeler and believed America was essentially an oppressive place at one point. A lot of that controversy died down. But this thing went viral. This thing went viral, and it kind of rubbed UFC star Colby Covington the wrong way. He went off on La Flop during a recent press conference. Check this out.
If you hate America so much and you don't like this country that gave you $1 billion, leave it or come deal with me. You go to China, go to these sweatshops that you employ all these laborers and use these women and pay them pennies on the dollar to make your millions. You, LeBron James, you're a coward, you're a spineless coward, and you're a bitch.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Mic dropped right there. Do you think that reaction from UFC star Colby Covington towards LeBron James was warranted?
So a couple of things here. One, Colby Covington is Team MAGA. He's a staunch Trump supporter, wore a MAGA hat to a lot of his press conferences. So this is a side he has to take, okay? Now, as somebody who saw the video, didn't seem like that big of a deal. And I'm also a vet. I wasn't offended that he did it. Now, I hate LeBron James, so if I want to have a reason to talk crazy, there it is. But if you really want my position on what he could do, LeBron is one of the only athletes in the world that could say, I want all of my shoes manufactured out of Akron, Ohio, and Nike would do it immediately.
He doesn't do that?
He does not do that. All of his shoes are manufactured in China. So it's not about America. He's about the almighty dollar. But I think this is being a little overblown.
Probably. I watched the video, too. He's got his kids with him. Yeah. Here's the question I have. Now, if it would have been me and my kids,
I wouldn't have walked in during national anthem. I would have stood until it was over.
Stood until it was over, to wherever the tunnel was, to wherever I was standing. But the question remains, where does it end? If you're walking in late and you hear the national anthem and you are in line for beer at the concession stand, are you taking your hat off and standing there?
That's a good question. That's a good
like
question.
how close do you have to be?
When you hear it, should you stop?
Wherever
no matter where you're at.
Even out on the concourse?
If you're in the restroom, should you pinch it off and wait?
No.
Like, how much do you love American
Jerry,
Nights?
I'm drawing the line at pinching it off.
Anti-American. That's what I heard.
At Hammer and Nigel, at Indy Spanglish, where do you draw the line? I mean, if you are, if I'm walking down the steps to my seat, I stop.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm in line for beer, that's questionable. If I'm in the bathroom and I hear the national anthem, just go ahead and call me anti-American.
Yeah,
because
sounds
I'm not pinching it off. Are you familiar with country superstar Luke Combs?
One of the few that I know.
Excuse me. Got a little variant going on here, I think. Luke Combs, I'm curious to see what you think about this apology. Luke Combs posted a video on Instagram yesterday saying he was sick to his stomach after finding out his lawyers sued a fan for selling unlicensed merch. In fact, a judge ordered this chick to pay Luke $250,000, and then $5,500 in her Amazon account got seized. Luke sent her twice that to help with the bills, and now he's selling the $20 tumblers on his website with all proceeds going to help her out. Here is Luke Combs.
A woman that's being sued by me for $250,000. I've spent the last 2 hours trying to make this right. And so we do have a company that goes after supposedly large corporations making counterfeit t-shirts, things of that nature, running illegal businesses. And she got in trouble apparently for making tumblers. So she told me there's $5,500 locked up in her Amazon account. I'm going to double that, send her $11,000 today. I'm going to make my own tumbler today. All that money is going to go to Nicole and her family, and I invited Nicole and her family out to a show this year so I could give her a hug and say sorry in person.
Are you okay with Luke Combs apologizing to somebody that was illegally selling unlicensed Luke Combs merch?
I am now selling unlicensed Luke Combs merch. Like, what is that? That is crazy.
Well, he said this is primarily, he has lawyers to go after giant corporations that
I can
pull
understand
this
that.
crap.
I understand that, and it's nice that he's even looking out for this lady, but it's sending the Lululemon response. Oh, you're saying I can steal from you? Okay.
What's that? I don't get the Lululemon.
Lululemon, their CEO came out and said, we do not stop retail thievery.
Oh, yeah, that's
right. So
right.
basically, everything's 100% off. Just come in and get your free stuff.
There's women that have worked for Lululemon that we were in the news recently that were fired because they followed the thieves out to their cars to get their license.
So Luke Combs is on the Lululemon trade.
Yeah, I get what he's doing here. He doesn't want to be seen as somebody that's picking on some little lady who's trying to make some money on the side off that was a bad look. So I'm assuming she doesn't have to pay him $250,000 and she's helping her get back some of that money. But yeah, okay. But you're going to have 1,000 other of these kinds of people. Oh, look what he did from
at least one right here in Indianapolis.
All right, one more here. Are you okay with this? A passenger in Los Angeles filmed a Delta employee at the check-in gate spreading some holiday cheer by singing Let It Snow into the PA. But here we are, we're goodbye. And it's the place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Once again, thank you for choosing Delta. Thank you for flying with us. We'll have to see you again next time. Thank you. You okay with everybody getting all Christmassy and in the Christmas spirit at the airport?
I mean, I'm okay with the Christmas spirit. I am not okay with a high school, performance singing and dancing
on the plane.
No, man, I don't. Just play the music on the PA and let me go. I don't want to have you have a moment.
I'm on the cusp with the wacky flight attendants who, like on Southwest, that will do a rap or something like that.
It's not performance art.
Yeah, we had that story of some lady that won a Grammy, the gospel Grammy, that wanted to get up and sing one of her songs during the flight, and the flight attendant came that said no. Yeah. No, absolutely not. I'm not down with that.
And what's good for one person may not be good for somebody else, and I just rather play it safe and not have anybody sing.
Just give me, all I need is in an airport is professionalism and politeness. Sense of humor's fine, but professionalism, and politeness. And I would probably also hope that my pilot is not a DEI hire, if you know what I mean. Yeah. All right, Rob Kendall, even though he's on vacation, is kind enough to join us next. He's going to go off the rails. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They're not letting the holidays get in the way of an impeachment. Clear radar, cloudy and 49 downtown. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:30. They claim President Biden benefited from his son's business, and that's why House Republicans are putting the pedal to the metal on the impeachment inquiry.
Fox is told that these investigators will continue to work over the holidays, even possibly sending out more requests for depositions while they are all out for the holiday break. I'm hoping to have those depositions take place when they return in January. They did try to get some answers sitting down with a former assistant U.S. attorney, the former DOJ prosecutor who was investigating Hunter Biden, and Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan came out of that meeting incredibly frustrated because he says she really didn't answer much. IRS whistleblowers accuse Leslie Wolf, the former assistant U.S. attorney, of obstructing the FBI from investigating President Biden during this 5-year-long probe into his son Hunter.
That's Fox's Aisha Hasni reporting. More people are choosing to not obey the commands of police officers, which means more cop chases throughout Indianapolis.
99.9% of our interactions on a day-to-day basis go just like you would expect them to do, whether that be, helping somebody, issuing a ticket, even making an arrest. The vast majority of those go without incident.
Sergeant John Prine with Indiana State Police. The Indianapolis Colts have ruled out running back Jonathan Taylor once again for this Saturday's game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams are fighting for a playoff spot. If you need to fill up your tank, gas is down 16 cents across central Indiana. AAA says today's average is $2.80 a gallon. Almost 200,000 children in Indiana have at least one parent serving time in prison. The Prison Fellowship's Angel Tree program helps both the parent and the child by allowing the parent to register their child to receive a gift on their behalf.
We want to help support that relationship, and you don't stop being a parent just because you're behind bars.
Betsy Wright is with the Angel Tree program. She says if you'd like to sponsor a child with an incarcerated parent, you can do so by going to prisonfellowship.com. And with traffic, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Donnie, looking at inbound 69, that is still jammed up from 106th Street down to 82nd. Eastbound 465, barely moving once you get to Westfield Boulevard, opens up around Allisonville Road. Lawrence, northbound 465, stop-and-go traffic after 70 past East 56. Coming into downtown, stop-and-go traffic on southbound 65 before MLK to Meridian Penn. Northbound 65 downtown, however, stop-and-go still from the north split up to 21st. On the southwest side, southbound 465 stopped at I-70. There's a crash at 38th at Eagle Creek Parkway on the northwest side, and another one, Lafayette Road at Traders Lane. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Another mainly clear night is ahead for us as lows drop into the upper 20s. Then for Friday, we're going to have the warmest day of the work week with highs pushing into the mid-50s with increasing cloud cover and light winds out of the south. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Steve Indiana for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And now, Hammer and Nigel go off the rails with Rob Kendall.
Noise pollution.
My name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez filling in for Jason Hammer. And even though Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show is on vacation, he has graciously decided to join us for Off the Rails. Rob, how are you?
I work harder on my vacation than I do when I'm at work, guys.
And do we have a sponsor to thank?
Oh, yes, thanks as always to Garage Doors of Indianapolis for providing for this vacation where I work harder at home than I do when I'm at work.
We're going to touch on a lot of things here. We've had 24 hours since Hunter Biden gave his little speech on Capitol Hill, then got in his car and drove off, where he tried to play the victim and basically flipped off Comer and Jim Jordan, and the Oversight Committee told them to shove their subpoena where the sun don't shine. I'm just kind of curious of the chaos that you saw yesterday. What you thought? He's
always a victim. He's always a victim.
He's always a victim.
He's always the victim, and they continue this narrative, and polling shows it's clearly not working, that he's just some poor drug addict who was a victim of his circumstances. And the reality is the exact opposite. The drug use was a part of his circumstances, but it was created by the immense wealth that he garnered based on his dad having essentially influence an office for sale.
And can I say something else? He didn't mention people mocking my addiction. I've specifically heard you say on your show that you hope that he gets the help that he needs. Nobody's mocking his addiction. I just kind of laugh when he says they're attacking my credibility when there's pictures all over the internet of him naked, smoking crack, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on sex clubs and drugs while not being able to make his child payments.
Well, I think my favorite part of that thing yesterday where he talks about the invasion of privacy, and the reality is the only reason we know any of this is because he was so drugged out of his mind, he left his laptop to be looked at and worked on at an Apple store. He did it to himself. It wasn't like people were looking for him. He said, here's my laptop, and I guess he was too high or drunk or whatever to remember where he left it.
You know, one of the things that I really keyed on, and being a counterterrorism guy, is the word choice that people use. And he used that word financially very purposely when he was talking about his father, when he said, my father was not financially involved. And speaking of finances aside, but he used his position as leverage to get you all the finances. And I think that's a way he tried to wordsmith that a little bit to try to make it so he wasn't lying necessarily.
Well, isn't it interesting that there are people like Mitt Romney who are like, I haven't seen any evidence to show that Joe Biden has done anything worthy of impeachment. They have checks. They have literal checks to Joe Biden, from whether it's from Hunter Biden's firms or from Joe Biden's brother that they've traced the money. And yet, to someone like Mitt Romney, I haven't seen any evidence yet. Well, what evidence would you like to see? It doesn't get any more evidence than a check.
Yeah, I mean, reliable FBI whistleblowers and informants saying Joe Biden accepted a $5 million bribe to fire that Ukraine prosecutor who is going after Burisma at the time. Well, I don't see any evidence.
I mean, we had Joe Biden admitting it.
Oh, yeah.
Admitting
it. On camera.
I told him we need to get a new prosecutor. Then. If it's going to be a problem, we're going to hold payments till we get a new prosecutor. I mean, he said it.
These are the same people, though, that when Donald Trump told people to go home on January 6th, he somehow incited an insurrection and they voted to impeach him. So, look, it doesn't matter what happens in the House. They're not ultimately going to, while they may vote to impeach him, they're not going to vote to convict him. But it does show, I mean, there's a poll that came out today that shows Trump's ahead in Michigan. And so I think it's done damage on Biden that people have seen. Look, this is an old, feeble-minded guy who is totally corrupt. And it's going to be interesting because you may see one guy campaigning from jail and another guy campaigning while he's impeached. This could be unprecedented times.
We are going off the rails with Rob Kendall just a day before Ukraine President Zelensky was in Washington, D.C. with his hand out asking for money. Ultimately, he mostly went home empty-handed. And Joe Biden tried to blame this all on the Republicans, blaming the Republicans for caring about our border before Ukraine's border, because what they want to do is they want to tie funding for our border to funding from Ukraine. And if you were for that, you were criticized for that.
You two, Nigel, and Spanglish were total ladies' men in high school, so I know you didn't have this issue, but for our audience, they may have chased after a girl in high school and were they couldn't even explain it, right? Like, you're chasing after this girl and you can't even explain it, and in your mind, she's just the greatest thing ever. And then you get into college and you realize oh my gosh, there's so many other hot girls at my college. This girl, what was I doing? Why was I so enamored with her? That's where Ukraine is now with the American people. The new hot girl, the new college hot girl is Israel. It's the cause du jour. That's what we do in this country. We move from one cause du jour to the next, and now we look at Ukraine and go, why were we so enamored with her? She wasn't that hot to begin with.
So what happens next with Ukraine and our money? Because we can't just stop giving them money, right? We're still involved in this proxy war.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time, Spanglish.
I'm on the side of hold the bucks. If we can't defend our own border, how can we defend anybody else's?
Well, the Republicans always cave, and they're talking a tough game right now about withholding the aid until they get the border security. But we know how this song and dance goes. Look, Mitch McConnell and Todd Young said last year when they approved that massive spending deal at the end of the year to chop the legs off the new Congress that Ukraine is the most important thing, that it's far more important than border security or energy independence or anything. I mean, Mitch McConnell's direct words were, funding Ukraine was the most important thing to Senate Republicans. There's not any really new people in there that you would say, wow, the tide has really shifted. So they'll give in eventually, and the Democrats know this. And so we'll go through this song and dance, and ultimately you'll get no border security, and you'll get Zelensky and look, I'm not going to use the word money laundering operation, but I don't know what word I should use. His, I guess, money laundering operation will be fully funded.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the left looked at us like we were crazy when Donald Trump said he wanted $10 billion to secure the border.
I don't even think it was 10. I think it was like 5.
And we've given $100 billion to Zelensky.
Well, this is why people who are paying attention get so frustrated, because on one hand, there's no money supposedly to secure the border, to do basic things that will make our country a much more secure, safe place. But yet when it comes to funding people, countries that are totally corrupt, that have no history of being our friend or being a reliable ally, we just throw money at them like it's going out of style. And the average person who's paying attention looks at this and says, my politicians don't care about me at all.
Hey, one more thing. We're going to get a break here and bring you back, but I did want to ask you your thoughts on failed House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Not only announcing that he's leaving his position as a congressman at the end of his term, but he endorsing Donald Trump and actually saying that he wouldn't mind a position in his administration if Trump were elected. And I'm like, boy, if you really wanted to drain the swamp, I'm not sure Kevin McCarthy was the guy to bring into your circle. What did you think about that?
Well, it doesn't have quite the ring as failed former Surgeon General Jerome Adams, but anytime you put the word failed in front of somebody that was a politician, it just makes it a little more. Look, this guy, it's like an airport, right? You don't need to announce your departure, just go. But the fact is he quit on his constituents in the middle of the session. He didn't even serve out his term, and it shows you who these people are. It's not about serving the public. It's not about serving the taxpayer. It's about self-service. It's like the old Swifty gas station. It's self-service.
Well, it's happened here in Indiana, right?
Of course, you've got professional office hopper Erin Houchin, who literally quit in the middle of session to go run for Congress. She quit on her constituents, but they get rewarded. These people, it's hard to blame them when you have no regard for other people. You have no internal check and balance when we, the voters, keep rewarding these people. Tara Klutz just did it as the state comptroller. This happens on the national level. It happens at a local level. And we, the people, just keep voting, in many cases, red no matter what, and we keep rewarding this bad behavior.
I mean, some people bring up Ron DeSantis in the same vein, right? Like, voted for governor, and within a year and a half, he's like, no, I'm now on a 3-year campaign trail.
Yeah, but at least he didn't quit. I mean, at least he didn't quit. I mean, somebody like Erin Houchin, there's nothing more gross than what she did. She's a sitting state senator, and in the middle of session goes, yeah, this is kind of taking up my time to campaign for Congress, so I'm out. She didn't even wait until the end of the session. But again, if you're somebody who only cares about yourself and the people are going to reward you for that, she's now a member of Congress, so I guess good on her.
I want to ask you what you think the biggest story in Indiana over the past year has been. I talked to Abdul about this earlier. His answer was actually pretty interesting. Can you stick around for one more segment?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back. Going off the rails with Rob Kendall. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presents. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. to be there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 1,000 vehicles. Chevy, Ford, GMC, Buick, Nissan, Acura, Mazda, Honda, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So what drives Indiana? DriveHubler.com. For over 1,000 vehicles, visit any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
It's not too late to hop on pajamagram.com and get that last-minute Christmas gift idea for that certain someone in your life. In fact, now Christmas with pajamagram.com has your back with a deluxe gift set, basically a one-and-done luxurious present that includes a satin nightie, a satin robe, a free satin eye mask, and it's all wrapped in this satin keepsake bag.
So really, it's 4 gifts delivered right to your door, ready to go under the tree. Silky, sensuous, glides over the skin. And guys, you're going to dig the way that they look on her, and she is going to love the way they feel. Smooth Seduction Satin Gift Set. It's available right now at pajamagram.com. Smooth Seduction Satin Gift Set. Make sure you tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you, but you need to hurry because these sell out every year, and it's almost Christmas. Pajamagram.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Boost Infinite's new wireless technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1 and better service at a lower price. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com.
Jewelry, rings, diamonds, and watches are just a few possible Christmas gifts at Pierce Jewelers. Let them help you celebrate that special moment with your loved one. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Join WIBC and Tony Katz for a live version of Eat, Drink, Smoke live from 3 to 5 p.m. on Saturday, December 16th at Premier Arms in Brownsburg. For more information, log on to WIBC.com.
Matt Bear, what's going on with traffic?
All right, Nigel, looking at southbound 69 stop-and-go traffic, 106th Street down to 82nd. Southbound 65 stop and go right now, MLK to Meridian Penn End. Northbound 65 coming down the north split, that is slow to West Street. Eastbound 72 downtown stop and go traffic from Tibbs Avenue to the south split. On the south side, northbound 65, still a grind from Southport Road up to 465. Crash Lafayette Road to Traders Lane, another one on the northwest side, 38th at Eagle Creek. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Whether you choose a mined or lab-grown diamond, let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be that symbol that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
50 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC. Going off the rails with Rob Kendall. My name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez in for Hammer. Rob Kendall on the hotline today, generously calling us on his vacation. Had Abdul on earlier, asked him what he thought what the biggest story in Indiana over the past year has been, and he said the recent changing of the election laws here in the state. Care to comment on that?
He's probably right. John Russ deserves a whole lot of credit for using his own money. Now, look, he's not running a soup kitchen. He's trying to become a senator.
No, so what was the original law, just real quick?
That you had to have voted in 2 previous primaries of the party in which you're wanting to run in order to run for that party, or you could get, if they liked you, the parties liked you, a county chairman to sign off and say it doesn't matter that you didn't follow the rules, you can do whatever you want. The John Russ lawsuit that was just decided, a judge in Marion County threw that out. It's currently in front of the Supreme Court. Terrible Attorney General Todd Rokita appealing that lawsuit. By the way, if you want to lose a case, put Todd Rokita on it because he is darn good at being unsuccessful. Hi, Todd. Anyway, that is. I think Abdul's right because 80% of the public was ineligible to run for public office based on this totally corrupt law that was put in place to designed to control who runs for public office. 80% of the taxpayers, the Republicans and Democrats, said, we'll take your money to fund our elections because we're too incompetent to run our own conventions like the Libertarians do. We'll take your money, but we want to control who can run for public office. A judge said you can't do that. That's a huge story. Now, the bigger story, we mentioned Rokita, and it probably won't be decided before the end of the year, is what happens to Rokita, because there's a very, very good chance he's going to get his law license suspended, and there's a chance he may get his law license revoked, which means he couldn't be attorney general. So that may end up being a bigger story, but I don't think that's going to get decided before the end of the year.
And then one more thing that Abdul and I talked about, and I know this has been a big topic on your show, is I see there's a big sign in your office that says "Stop the Water Steal." What exactly is going on with Tippecanoe County, Boone County water and this economic development?
Well, this governor, High-Tax Holcomb, has a fetish for elitists and mega corporations, and he judges his success, legacy, as the mayor of Lebanon, mouthy Matt Gentry called it, on this project in Boone County. And it involves basically taking other people's stuff to fund his legacy project, whether it's the $500 million of taxpayer money being taken from poor and middle-class people that goes to the IEDC to help some of the wealthiest, most powerful corporations in the world, or whether it's now trying to extract hundreds of millions of gallons of water daily, potentially from places like Tippecanoe County. You have all of these resources, both financial and things like water, that are being extracted to benefit a very select group of people. And in this case, the people of Lebanon are going to get super wealthy off of it, and they're going to benefit. But you and me and Spanglish, we're getting nothing out of this because the argument is, well, we'll bring all of these businesses here and they'll pay all these taxes. All the Republicans do is raise taxes. There's no benefit to us. There's no benefit. This money will not go to help you. It will go to grow the government. And so you basically have essentially kind of like, it's crony capitalism at its finest, where everybody else is paying either in natural resources or physical treasure for a legacy project for the governor.
Rob, you got one more off the rails segment in you for the year 2023. I might call you next Thursday if you're still around.
Oh, I would love nothing more than that. And you and Spanglish are just national treasures. And thanks as always to Garage Doors of Indianapolis, our great segment sponsor.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Have you saved enough? Do you have a plan for Social Security and taxes in retirement? Hey, Casey Weed of Howard Bailey Financial, where our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we want to give you our Retire with Purpose Toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you can't outlive. Plus, you'll receive a copy of my book, Job Optional. To get your complimentary toolkit, call or text the keyword INFO 42 to 866-482-9559. That's INFO 42 to 866-482-9559.
Howard Bailey Financial is the official wealth management partner of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Athletics was compensated for this endorsement and is not a current client of Howard Bailey. For more information, please visit howardbailey.com/ND.